you can, when you have to a certain degree mastered all of these tips and tricks, you can try using them to create 2D and 3D compositions, perspective drawings, urbanscapes. You can further use these thumbnail sketches to understand scale, view, proportions, building form, elements. And when you go on for a further session, you can try understanding what colors match with each other, what is the color theory, how are the principles of composition involved when you try to build a drawing, form transformations in objects through union, subtraction, rotation, generating the plans, elevations and sections, how will one object look from different views. So these important points like transformation of objects through union, subtractions and rotations, and generating plans, elevations and sections, these are points that needs to be covered in a different video, which I will make later on. Then creating and composing patterns out of the 2D shapes. So all these 3 points I'll be covering in a later video, but this is sort of like a predecessor to what is to come. So this is to start making you think that, okay, if I really want to consider getting into a design school seriously, I need to start considering how I am drawing my objects, how I am viewing my objects, and thus drawing them. So you need to sharpen your observational skills as well. So important tips and tricks for the beginners. So whenever you are posed with a drawing question, which is a part of the most design schools they want to see, first is the basic mistake that everybody makes is not understanding what the question demands. Second is an inability to draw from memory. So they will never ask you to draw anything random, but if you have a little iota of speck of what you want to draw, you'll be able to draw it only if you have a memory of it. You can imagine it in a different place, you can put in perspective a different object from a different space and then create a composition. Then a lack of sense of perspective, which we have already discussed, that you need to practice it when you make these thumbnails, how different objects will look in different kinds of perspectives from each corner, from each view. And lastly is an inability to sketch a balanced composition. So these are the basic mistakes that any person, any beginner in drawing would make, and we will try to address it. So first thing is noting down all the deliverables. So whenever you're posed with a question, the first thing that you have to do is read the question really carefully. So the question on this slide is given that imagine that your size has been reduced significantly and you're standing in a pencil box that has 3 pencils, 1 sharpener, 1 compass, 1 piece of paper, 1 eraser, 1 fountain pen. So now you need to draw something that you would see standing inside the pencil box with the help of the lid of the box, open. So whenever you're posed with this sort of a question, the first and foremost thing you have to do is underline or write it separately what all are the requirements. So these are the requirements. There is 1 pencil box, in it are kept 3 pencils, 1 sharpener, 1 compass, 1 fountain pen. You are standing inside with an open lid. So this is the kind of composition that you want. You can already start imagining the whole open pencil box with all these things kept inside. Now is the second step, that is the perspective that you have to choose, which is that your size has been reduced significantly and you're standing inside the pencil. So rather than now viewing it as an object, as a person who's seeing the object with the pencil box open, you have to imagine that you're standing inside it. So your perspective, your eye view will change, it will come to your eye level, you'll be really small, and this whole thing will become really big for a person who's a miniature standing inside. Then draw a rough sketch of the composition. As I've already stated, there is a lot of importance that drawing rough sketches hold, not just for your examiner to see that you're really keen on developing this composition, but for you as well, because I have never seen a way you can develop a composition if you have not drawn a rough sketch of it. Because when you're practicing, you need to draw 3-4 thumbnails of the same situation but with different changes. So maybe in this case the pencil box is open and you're standing over here. Maybe in the second thumbnail it would be different, where the image is mirrored, the objects are kept differently. So drawing these 2-3 perspectives, these 2-3 rough compositions will give you idea of what looks better, and it will be with each thumbnail you'll be able to further rectify the mistakes that you see in the one. So your first rough sketch is not your final rough sketch, but your final composition is your final composition. So you have to understand the difference between these two. Draw it really quickly in 5 minutes, but draw multiple of them. So you multiple permutations of the same composition. And then decide how many elements are 2 elements. So if I were to keep 3-4 more pencils because the question says this much, but I want to be on the safer side and draw more elements, so that might create a complete imbalanced composition, and you might end up disrupting the whole composition. So you need to take that in mind. And lastly, give shading as and when required. So this was a rough sketch that I made, and when you put it this way, where you have kept all these composition together and you've put it on paper, and then when you're final and satisfied with your composition, with your line drawing, then you start to shade it. So the important point is also that you need to keep in mind the time limit that you are allocating to each question, but also that your final sketch is ready. You should not start shading as and when each and all objects are ready, because when a final composition is in front of you, it is easier to judge where you want to give the light and shadow, where you want all the shadows to fall, how do you want the objects to react to each other, do you want to add a certain level of detail on one object which you would want to replicate on the other object, or do you not have time for those detailing. So if one object has more detailing and the other doesn't, it would look like a very last minute decision. So to avoid that, you need to first complete a rough sketch, then you need to make the final composition with the line drawing, with the construction drawing, as we have already discussed. Draw the guidelines, draw the objects, and then when you're finally satisfied with it, then you start to shade it. And you try to do it with the least amount of effort. So first you imagine one light source, you put on the basic guideline for the shadow, and then you start the shadow and light play. That is the last and important thing, but the last thing to keep in mind. That is when all of your composition is ready. Lastly, as I've already stated, don't dwell too much on one sketch. So yeah, these are the basic tips and tricks that you want to keep in mind. So we'll be taking these sessions on drawing, mental ability, NATA, NIFT, all kinds of design papers that you come across if you want to apply to any design college in a course that we are curating. So it's currently called Introduction to NATA, and we'll be adding further details about NIFT, NIT, all the kinds of questions that they ask for, and we are compiling all of this in a course which will be helpful for a student who's applying to all kinds of design institutes, who's interested in design as a career. The last 2 sessions, as you can see, are being kept for choosing an architectural college or a design college and future trajectory. So these are basically to tell you the scope that you are eligible for after you've joined a design college. So if you're interested in the course, you can apply for this, and this is the link for registration. I'll also be putting it down in the